As we slide into the top 5, it's time to talk about Zelda. Now, I can see it now, all the idiotic comments telling me which Zelda game I should have put here. Well, let me issue a preemptive fuck you and remind you that it is my list, not yours. So, that being said, I've chosen Wind Waker. It seems to me that there's two sticking points for a lot of people on this one, even people who love the game, that make them say that Ocarina of Time is better or Twilight Princess is better. For one, they talk about the art style, as it looks more like a cartoon and not realistic like the other Zelda games. Well, when I say other Zelda games, I only mean Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, as those were the two realistic ones out at the time, and there were many other cartoony ones on other systems. The art style is bright and vibrant and full of life. The characters are expressive, and they come to life in a way that they never have before. And while a lot of the effects seem cartoonish, they belie the fact that this is actually a pretty dark and grim game. I have great memories of the epic boss battles, the first trip down to Hyrule Castle, which was frozen in time, with all the enemies coming to life, the heart-pounding last boss battle with Ganondorf, and the unique melancholy ending. The characters are also great. Ganondorf, for example, has real motivation this time. He's not just a stock evil figure, and you get where he's coming from, even if you condemn his actions. That's not to say that the game is without humor. I found Tetra and her brand of pirates to be hilarious, and there's also a lot of slapstick humor in the game. I also found that the way the main character gets thrust into the whole thing to be really interesting. He's only trying to save his sister from a bird that carried her off, and he got caught up in this huge plot. The other issue that people like to bitch about is the sailing. Most of the overworld is water, so you traverse it in a small sailboat. Some people have said that it's fun at first, but it gets old after a while. Personally, I find the sailing a lot more engaging than walking across the overworld in Ocarina of Time, which was mostly a featureless plain. Sure, this is a featureless ocean, but you're always finding little islands to explore that have nothing to do with the plot. Mini-games pop up, there's roaming ship shops, enemies that attack you. Occasionally even boss creatures will appear. The sailing is really eventful. It's also a bit tougher than most of the modern Zelda games. It's not hard by any means, but I thought it was a better challenge than Twilight Princess was. There's a simple pleasure to playing this game. Even if you don't want to play the story, sometimes you just sail around finding what you can find, or just run around cutting grass, playing the mini-games, or exploring the various islands. When he created the Zelda series on the NES, Shigeru Miyamoto said that he envisioned Zelda as like a private little garden full of adventure that you could keep in your drawer. And I've never felt that he came so close to actually doing this than with Wind Waker. It's like an endless ocean adventure that even after you complete it, has so much more to offer. I really don't care what anybody says, and while I like all the Zelda games for different reasons, Wind Waker is the one that I feel most closely resembles what the series is truly about. And if you've got a problem with that, well, then you can just suck my ass.